Are you a middle-aged adult and have recently taken up the game of golf and finding it very difficult to learn the game at your age? Hi, I'm Dr. Patrick Cohn, mental performance coach here at Peak Performance Sports. And in today's video, I'm going to help a golfer who is a middle-aged woman that wants to play better golf through learning the game and performing. You're watching the Golf Psychology Podcast. Here's the question I received from Kathy. Learning golf as a middle-aged adult is totally different than learning when younger. It's like learning a foreign language as an adult versus a child. It's harder to just let things happen and play with reckless abandon. It's hard to not overthink constantly. How do you help newer golfers with these challenges? Kathy, thanks for your question. I would totally agree with you that it's difficult for adults to learn the game as opposed to children, because children have a blank slate, and it's easier to start from that blank slate and build up from there and build habits from that perspective than it is for an adult who may already have a lot of movement experiences and some bad habits. There's also a thing called negative transfer. For example, if you played softball or you played tennis, some other, ball and bat, ball and implement type sport, then you might have what we call negative transfer, and you have to unlearn some things. But I do believe you still can learn the game through proper learning, or what we call motor learning principles. And in addition to that, you can learn to quiet your mind. So let me give you a couple tips on both fronts of that. A lot of times amateur golfers think that I'm going to go take a lesson and then I'm going to go and be able to implement that on the golf course immediately. And that's just not the way motor behavior works. You have to think about it. When you take a lesson, you've got to go practice that for 30 to 60 days, for 30 to 60 repetitions a day, even to start to make that part of you, part of your golf swing. And that's where amateurs get it wrong. They go out and they practice it for a couple days. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go out and do it on the golf course. No, because you have to extinguish the old habit, bad habit, and you have to replace it with a new habit. That's why it's harder for adults to learn physical skills, because you're replacing it with a habit that's not effective for what you're trying to do, and replace it with a new habit, which means extinguishing the old habit. Now, if you're only practicing once or twice a week, then that 30 to 60 days just got extended. It got extended to several months. So that's the piece I want you to understand, is when you take that lesson and you practice, you have to stick with it over and over and do many, many reps. And maybe you're not willing to do that. Now, as far as the second part of the question, when you go out and you're overthinking your golf swing and you can't just put it aside and go play, that's going to start on the range. So my recommendation is try and simplify the golf swing for you on the range and just think about one swing thought. Maybe one thing at setup and one thing when you're about to take it away. We call it a swing trigger, swing cue, swing thought, whatever you want to refer to it as. But to me, that's where you're going to help simplify the game, and start on the range. And then when you go out on the golf course, make sure you commit to that one swing thought. You're not trying to do everything your instructor told you the previous week. You're only trying to focus on one swing thought. My recommendation, loosely, I talk about target and tempo. Observe the principles of motor learning when you're learning new skills. Golf is a game where you have to be super, super patient with it for those skills to take so that you can go out and play freely on the golf course. Hope that was helpful. If you want more information about mental training for golf or golf psychology, jump over to Sports Psychology Golf. Or if you're interested in one-on-one mental training, we work with golfers as young as 12 all the way up to senior golfers. You can jump over to peaksports.com, click on coaching or our mental coaching programs. In addition, we have the Golfer's Mental Edge 2.0, our premium audio and workbook program that you might like. Thanks for watching.